What is up, guys? Kevin here with P.O.G, and back at it with the speed duel content. And a lot of you might be asking, why am I doing this content? Why am I even going to talk about this today? You've seen the title, and mainly because I've had it with bad ratios for this deck. So I'm going to tell you why you need to play these ratios, and I'll give my reasoning for it. If you disagree with me, leave a comment down below. If you agree with me, just play it. Okay. So if you don't know, in Speed Duels in the Battle City box, we're getting the Xyz monsters that Kaiba played, along with the skill for them, and probably the best thing yet, we're getting Union Hanger. So, first thing, we're going to be going over the deck list. We're going to be going over why I play the ratios that I play, how this deck functions, and then at the end we're going to talk about some problems. I don't know why there's problems that people have reading, because again, Yu-Gi-Oh players can't read, especially reading this skill. And now, don't get me wrong, there's been problems before with skills that make them hard to understand at times, right? But given all the information that we know, I think we can figure this out pretty easily. Okay, so let's go over the deck list here. First off, for monsters we're playing 3 Night Assailant. Yay! Speed Duels has 3 Night Assailant. Great card. But after that, this is where things get shaky, mistakey for a lot of people. Excuse me. Again, they get shaky, mistakey for a lot of people. So here we're playing 2 Ys, 2 Zs, and 3 Xs. No, you don't play 1X, you don't play 2X, you play 3. No, you don't play 3 Z and 3Y. Why? Because that's cloggy as hell. You don't even really want these in your hand outside of searching them. And the only time you ever want these in your hand is when you have Union Hanger. Hey, by the way, you're playing 3 Union Hanger. You should be playing, aside from Union Scramble, 10 XYZ cards, right? Including Union Hanger, because basically become almost any XYZ card except X. Let's talk about Union Hanger and why this makes it so good. What makes this deck so good is Union Hanger. Union Hanger here, if you haven't read the card, it says when this card is activated, you can add 1 Light Machine Union monster from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, if a Light Machine Union monster or normal, if a Light Machine Union monster is normal or special summoned to your field except during the damage step, you can target 1 of those monsters, equip 1 appropriate Light Machine Union monster, scroll down here, with a different name from your deck to that monster, but that Union monster you equipped cannot be special summoned this turn, and you can only activate 1 Union Hanger per turn. So yes, drawing multiple of this sucks, but if you do, I mean, you're set up for next turn, right? So, 2 big things here, right? When you play this, you're only being able to search Y and Z. When you summon, a Light Machine Union monster is normal special summoned. You target 1 of those and equip the appropriate one. It doesn't count X head, because it's not a Union monster. It's just a normal monster. However, we want 3 because we can't search this. There's no way to search Xyz Cannon, so we need to play 3. You can say, oh, I want to play 2. No, you can play 3. And the reason you're playing 3 is so that way you can use the skill to summon the big boy. Because it's literally one of the best cards in the game right now, mainly for the fact that this card's effect is not once per turn, but we'll get to that in a minute, right? Moving on, 3 Book of Moon. Staple card, definitely needs to be played in every deck at 3, just about. Moving on, 2 Cosmic, such a good card. The fact that it's Twister but better, obviously, right? Cosmic Cyclone, or I guess you could say Twister is a worse Cosmic Cyclone. Yes, the life point cost is steep, but at this price that you're going to be playing everything, you're going to be winning pretty easily. So from there, 2 Foolish. Foolish is here mainly to send the Xyz Cannons to the graveyard, so that way you can use the skill, or if you already have everything set up for the skill and you have a Night Assailant in hand, you can dump another one so you can get the infinite loop. I will explain that too in a minute if you don't know what that is. Then for the last 2 cards of this 22 card deck, we have Union Scramble, which I think is such an important card, especially if you are playing the skill. You target up to 3 of your banished Light Machine normal monsters and or Light Machine type Union monsters, and you special summon them. It doesn't tell you how to special summon, it just says special summon them. Attack, defense, whatever. And then during either player's turn except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Excuse me. Then target one of your banished light machine type normal monsters or light machine type union monsters and return it to your hand. And you can only activate one of this card per turn. So when you use your union combination or you fusion summon any of these, they're going to be banished because a lot of people can't read. Yeah, you banish the cards above that you control. We'll talk about that specific phrasing in a minute, but it's going to be important to bring back certain cards, especially so you can keep fusion summoning because we do play multiple copies. Speaking of which, let's go into it, right? You play one Xyz Dragon Cannon. It's not good. If you don't know what this does, you discard a card and you target one face-up spell and trap your opponent controls, or is on the field. No, your opponent controls, yeah. And you destroy it. Not that great in this format. If we get into a more stall format that actually has a lot more face-up stuff, this is good. It's always going to be good then. But we play just in case. Same thing with the Xyz Dragon Cannon. It's for face-down spell and trap cards. Granted, your opponent can't activate things in response, but if they're battle traps like Widespread Ruin, they're going to have a bad time, right? Finally, let's get to the best two, and that's why we play two of each. Xyz Dragon and Xyz Dragon Cannon. I've already gone over this one and how good it is that it literally destroys anything. It does target though by discarding a card, and it's not once per turn. None of these are once per turn, by the way. But Xyz Dragon Cannon is only good because of Book of Moon. The fact that we can summon this literally turn 1 and then set up our Book of Moon is too good. But you can discard one card, then target one face-down monster your opponent controls, destroy that target card. Book of Moon, destroy whatever they summon. It's as simple as that, especially if it is a Jinzo. Everybody's going to be playing Book of Moon mainly for Jinzo, but you know that's why we only play 2 traps in this case. We have multiple outs for Jinzo. Multiple outs, not to mention these monsters as well, especially when we get to the XY. From there though, you'll notice that every single one of these requires you to discard a card, hence why I bring up back again the Night Assailant and the Foolish. If you are able to summon what you need to summon off of the skill, and you have a whole bunch of stuff to clear out, especially if you summon the big Xyz Dragon Cannon, and if you have a Night Assailant in hand and you have a Foolish Burial, if you want a Foolish Burial, send another one of these from deck to graveyard, activate effect, pitch off to destroy as part of the effect. Effect will come to target a flip effect monster from your graveyard, accept the specific copy and get the other copy back. So super duper good. Because then you can just keep going back and forth and you'll never run out of hand fodder to do that. I mean, technically you can do the same thing with, Viral Infection, but that's only a once per turn. If Viral Infection wasn't a once per turn effect, it would be broken. But thankfully it is. But this, actually none of these here are once per turn. So really, really good. So it does give a lot of ability to handle what your opponent puts on field. So that's a great strength of this deck. Not to mention we have things like Cosmic Cyclone to clear backwards, so that we don't have to summon other cards. We also have Union Scramble just to swarm. Let's talk about the skill. Excuse me, the skill. Union Combination, let's read it. This is printed correctly on here, so we're going to go through it, right? We're going to go through it line by line. Activate the skill during your main phase. Okay, simple, right? Once per turn, comma, you can fusion summon one light machine monster, fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your graveyard or field as fusion material. We'll come back to this. For the rest of the turn, your opponent takes no damage. Kind of a bummer, but at this much advantage, who cares? Let's go over that second part. And this is the part that's confusing. I don't know why, but a lot of people. Once per turn, you can fusion summon one light machine fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your graveyard or field as fusion material. So, why is this confusing? there's two main questions that have been asked, and we'll go over the two simplest. Well, they are the simplest. There's only two of them. We'll go over the simplest of the two first. That being, since I'm fusion summoning these monsters, right, and I'm using monsters from my graveyard or field as fusion material, where do they go? And if I'm only using stuff from the graveyard, does it just stay in the graveyard and I get a free fusion summon? No. Clearly states for these Xyz Dragon Cannons that the cards that are used to special summon this, you have to banish them. It's as simple as that. Everything that's, if you're going to be playing from the graveyard, if you're going to be fusing with cards from the graveyard, they're going to be banished. Obviously, that's the synergy that was made for this, for Union Scramble, because we really wouldn't need Union Scramble that much. I mean, yeah, we're still going to banish with these, but it wouldn't be as effective. So, I'm almost 100% sure that you're going to be banishing the materials regardless. So yeah, just from the fact that all the fusion monsters say you have to banish the materials. Granted, you don't use polymerization, but this isn't polymerization either. Speaking of polymerization, that leads us into our next question, and that is the wording here, right? Using monsters from your graveyard or field as fusion material. I don't know what people can't read, but there's been a lot of questions about that. Does that mean that, this is the question that's posed, does that mean that I can only use things from the field or the graveyard? I can't use both? Because a lot of people are confused that there's not an and/or clause in there. And quite honestly, the easiest way to figure this out is when we look at things like polymerization. That says fusion summon one fusion monsters from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. When we can clearly use things from field and the hand pretty easily without any problems. We never had any problems, even though it says or. It's not an either or clause, it's more of just you can do both. I know and/or would make it a lot easier to understand, but this is basic understanding of card effects and reading, right? But as we know, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players can't read, so we're gonna have these problems pop up as questions. But moving forward, right? Graveyard or field, hand or field. Clearly, this is the precedent that says yes, you can do both with this card effect. Same applies here. So that's the easiest way to go through that. Now let's talk about the playstyle of this deck. I know maybe we didn't really talk about that, but we're going to talk about the playstyle of this deck, how it's actually played, and how you gain advantage with this deck. And honestly, your starter is always going to be Union Hanger. That's what you want to see, because that will always give you at least a turn 1 XY Dragon, or Tank Dragon. I want to say Dragon Tank. Tank Dragon. Mainly going to play this, going to search the Y, summon, effector, Union Hanger, equip the Z. And from there you can summon that, or you can leave it alone. And please do not forget to read these cards, because they clearly state if the monster equipped will be destroyed by battle or card effect, the card that's equipped can be destroyed. It's instead destroyed. Yeah, simple as that. Mainly for the fact that I've seen a lot of people playing online testing, and again, because Dueling Book's not an automated system, and that's why it's terrible, people don't read and they send both to the graveyard. Meanwhile, things are going to be, only one of them is going to be destroyed. It's going to take more. So your opponent's playing Hammer Shot, then the equip cards getting destroyed. If your opponent's playing Offerings, the equip cards getting destroyed. If your opponent is playing literally anything that would destroy by card effect, or they attack into it, the equip is going to get destroyed, and I believe that's non-negotiable. That's what gets destroyed. You can't off it off and say, no, I want both destroyed, I'm not going to activate the effect. It's mandatory. So with that being said, how do you play this outside of this starting one card starter, right? If you have it, you you can actually play pretty aggressively. Outside of having this, you can play pretty aggressively, mainly for the fact that you're playing 3 1800 attack point monsters. You're playing Night Assailant just to go break even with its effects. You're playing Book of Moon defensively. You're playing Cosmic Cyclone to break even. You're playing Foolish Barrel to set up your Union combination. And quite honestly, the main focus of the deck is either to get, well, it's not showing up, Xyz Dragon Cannon or the YZ Tank Dragon out. Again, Tank Cannon and Dragon Cannon aren't as good right now, but we're still playing because you never know what's going to show up in this format, because it isn't a proven format yet. But YZ Tank Dragon, especially if you got the Book of Moon, and XYZ Dragon Cannon is your main win conditions, mainly for the fact that you can just pop everything your opponent has, and literally if you have this and you have a direct attack with literally any single one of these, it's game. And it's a really easy game too, because literally even if you play the mirror match, right, going second and going first is more busted than going second in the mirror match, at least. So maybe you just get the better outcome. But as for siding, it's gonna be relatively easy for siding. I mean, obviously you can remove Night Assailants, you can remove a Union Scramble if you want to. If your opponent's playing more offensively, you can remove the Cosmic Cyclones. However, I highly suggest that you never touch Union Hanger in siding, and you really don't touch these two for sure. Maybe X-Head Cannon you can touch and remove, but I wouldn't suggest it, mainly for the fact of how aggressive the gameplay can be. So with that being said, I only have one warning / tip for anybody who's ready to play this or who's afraid to play against XYZ in the coming months. The answer to this deck, for the most part, not always. Like I said, if they have this, it gets harder. But for the most part, your answer is a 1-card monster, and it's an Ally of Justice Core Destroyer, mainly for the fact that at the start of the damage step, if this card battles a light monster, destroy that monster. Everything's light. So you have to be careful. So just a little reminder, you know, maybe people start playing this if this takes off. Maybe Core Destroyer actually has a use now. Who knows? But we'll have to see how that goes. But for the most part, if you want to change this list, go ahead. But if I am adamant about anything, it's these 10 cards, right? 3 Union Hanger, 3 X-Head Cannon, 2 Y Dragon Head, 2 Z Metal Tank. Sorry, 3 rhymed with Z, and I guess my brain just went autocorrect there. 2 Z Metal Tank. 3, 2, 2, 3. Okay? If you want to play Union Scramble, I mean, lose if you want, but Union Scramble is going to be super duper good. I wouldn't play 3, gets cloggy at 3, but 2 is nice because you're searching. Everything goes down pretty quickly. You're sending cards off, you're searching, and then you get another search again when you summon. Yeah, again, really, really good. So, with that being said, what do you guys think? Again, I'm not going to go over an actual extra deck, or a side deck, I mean, because that's going to be dependent on what everybody's playing. But I would say maybe DD Crows, mainly for this deck, and for Magnet Warriors, if for whatever reason it becomes good. I don't think it will, but yeah. Oh, there it goes, reconnecting. I spent too long. Great. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. Okay, it's back. That's going to be it for me. This was Kevin with P.O.G. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. What would you change? What would you keep the same? You know, why you don't like my list and why I'm wrong 100%. I'm not. But if you think I'm wrong, go ahead and sound off in the comments down below. And yeah, don't forget to like, as always, comment, subscribe, give a share here or there. Go ahead and check out our Discord, link down in the description. Go ahead and check out Curse of Yugioh's Discord. Actually, no, go ahead and check out Tetra's Discord. I'm removing Curse of Yugioh's Discord. Go check out Tetra's Discord. And yeah. Until next time, guys. Again, this was Kevin P.O.G. See ya.